beneath the surface. Meanwhile, Lara didn't know much about Ikenga, just loved his money. She didn't even want to know about his business or anything. As long as he took care of her, she was happy. They got married shortly after, and Lara had a set of twin boys for Ikenga. A few months down the line, she began to sense something ominous in the air. Doors slammed on their own, and at night, gusts of rain sent chills down her spine. Is this what wealth feels like? She laughed nervously. Lara said to herself, he has opened a big supermarket for me. He sponsors my family. He bought me my dream car. So tell me, why should I be worried? I beg, let me enjoy this life of mine. But whenever she tried to sleep at night, it became worse. The more she tried to ignore the signs, the stronger it became. She had strange noise around the house, as though someone was following her about. It was as though there was an important message she was missing. But Lara, she kept dismissing the signs, focusing on the wealth and the lavish life that she was living. Ikenga's wealth increased, and his absence in the family also did. Similarly, Lara felt more strange, and the more all of this happened, the more scared she became. But anyway, she was a brave woman. Meanwhile, an ancient figure in the shadow loomed over Ikenga, whispering promises of eternal wealth. It's time, Ikenga, the old man declared. Voice, a gravely echo. You have what you want, but it's time to pay the price. Heart racing, Ikenga faced a moral dilemma. What if I bring other beautiful women and leave my wife, Lara, instead of killing her? He pleaded, desperation tinged with greed. The old man sniffed. Every man must pay the price of his desires. That night, Ikenga consumed a dark resolve. He drove home, his heart racing like he was in the Olympics. He thought about how nice Lara had been, respectful, but he said to himself, I have come this far and I can't stop now. I have to finish what I have started. Lara welcomed him as he stepped into the door. She noticed he was sad. Ike, are you okay? You look like you had a bad day. He claimed he was okay and went to sit all by himself. Thought to himself. The thoughts were so loud that he felt like someone was shouting over his head. Will life remain the same? Will I remain the same? Yes, of course I know I would be richer, but I'm scared. No, I'm being weak. Real men aren't weak. I have to be strong. Wealth is not for the faint-hearted, he muttered to himself. If Lara notices that I'm scared, she might become suspicious and I have to man up and do what needs to be done before she runs away like Lisa did. That night, he went to the backyard while everyone was asleep. The moonlight cast eerie shadows as he dug a grave, sweat drenching his shirts. Little did he know that Lara woke up suddenly, feeling a heaviness in her chest. What's happening? She had had a very terrible dream. Nothing felt normal. This particular heaviness was so much that she couldn't ignore. Lara's spirit was so strong, but she had always ignored her instincts. She raced downstairs, her heart pounding, only to find Ikenga hunched over, a sinister cloth and a rope in his hand, like he was about to tie a goat for sacrifice. He was sweating profusely and his shirt dirty. Ike, what's happening? So many questions on her mind. But before she could even ask them, reality dawned on her. Ike, why are you out by this time? Why are you looking dirty? Ike, what was happening? Ike seized her and took her outside. Lara's dream ended. Before she could scream, he silenced her, dragging her outside in the chilling night. The lavish life he had embraced was about to crumble into darkness as he buried her in the grave he had hastily dug. It was a huge night. Of course, nobody could hear anything because it was a very big house. Will Ikenga go free? Will Lara's family fight to know why their daughter disappeared? Who would raise the twins left behind in the world of shadows? Will he escape the consequences of his greed? But one thing was certain, the lessons were clear